What's going on,
Hey
guys?
everybody, welcome to the Crypto Show, and we are covering during this coronavirus stay-at-home staycation quarantine that we're in.
This shit right
I
here.
think crypto is taking a beating as margin calls are being called. Everything's being sold. Nobody's really winning right now. This is a brutal time in the economy. But I think once this time passes, crypto is going to go to a new high, probably $1 trillion market cap in the cryptos. So this is one of the few places I think you can run to when there aren't many places left to run to.
Exactly. And like I said again, the government, like we talked about earlier, almost feel like we should record every time we talk.
Right, right.
Because the
And we're
government,
gonna
like,
start posting a little more. We've just been
I know,
busy.
of
There's been a little bit going on, and
course,
with the market this bearish, we weren't getting many views, so it was okay to take a little break. But we want to start
absolutely,
covering it more and covering a little more often for you guys.
absolutely.
So what we're looking at today is some of the progress with IOTA. IOTA's got a bunch of marketplaces coming. They have an art marketplace also coming to address the multi-billion-dollar art market. This is more of a decentralized marketplace. They'll compete with, like, say, Uber, say, Amazon's marketplaces, and is a serious competitor. As the economy continues to beat down the Nasdaq and the FANG stocks and others, these cryptos become viable competitors and serious startups to become the Netflix for their blockbuster. And I think we're
Absolutely.
starting to see that. IOTA's demonstrating a proto or an alpha version of like Uber, which is a serious competitor. It would make very, very much sense to use it.
Especially on Tango, man. Tango
Oh,
technology,
yeah.
the future. Like I said, one more time again, it's completely the
Right. And
future.
Tangle's even a free transaction, so
Yeah.
you don't pay a transaction cost, just the cost of the IOTA itself. So
Can
it's
you imagine that for
really
free? It's like a free Amazon. No middle buyer, no nothing.
right. And you'll see that they're up a tad bit today, beating the market a little bit.
Yeah.
But they're constantly coming out with new things. It's constantly active. It's very accepted. It's really the first mover that's poised to take over the Internet of Things, which is going to be billions of machines communicating back and forth, and how they communicate and pay each other is largely looking like IOTA's cornering that space. So
Yeah.
that's huge growth. Uh, we're looking at Tron here. They are catching some controversy, which is Justin Sun's thing.
Okay, yeah, just the middle
This
name
is
is controversy.
effectively a clone of MakerDAO on Ethereum. So a lot of the Ethereum people are crying foul, of course, because this is literally a clone. Although, at the end of the day, Justin Sun is basically right. Whoever can market and deliver this quicker is going to win, not so much the
Yes,
technology. And
it's
Justin
execution.
Sun is an expert marketer.
Yes,
So
it is.
I think he's a serious threat. I still think Ethereum has the first mover advantage, but this will be very interesting to watch. It's another use case for Tron, which is really growing considering the price is like 1 penny. You're really getting a pretty darn good go at it with Tron right now. Justin Sun also acquired Steemit, so this is
Yes, he did.
all in one, becoming almost like a corporation with multiple children companies, like a parent company.
They're
So,
trying to stop him though. They're trying to prevent him. I know
well,
that.
of course, his competitors don't like him, but at the moment, I see him monopolizing and vertically integrating. He right now he's dominating. So
Yeah,
good luck to him. Um, I would keep an eye on Tron, but also I still love Ethereum. I would definitely consider Ethereum the top
yeah.
contender in that space even now. So okay, so this is one of the reasons crypto is where you want to be. That's not just the Federal Reserve here in the United States, but all central banks around the world are pretty much printing money. They have different names for it. There's the Fed repo, which is basically keeping the lending markets calm and synchronized. The other one is our $1,200 checks we're going to be receiving in the next few weeks, along with other
Stimulus checks.
small business assistances and other assistances to like the airline industry
Yeah.
and other affected industries by this coronavirus outbreak. So as they print and print and print, and some days they've been printing 100 billion plus just for the repo every day since maybe December. So there's an unbelievable amount of US dollars or Federal Reserve notes, fiat currency, being pumped into the system every day, today included. Just go ahead and Google Federal Reserve. You'll see they're printing money today to calm the markets. That's why the markets are calm. But at some point, this reaches a watershed moment where people realize how many dollars there are. And then cash is not going to be king. So for the next month or two, cash is king, have cash. You need it. You need it to survive. You're going to need it to trade. But after that, crypto and then precious metals are going to dominate. The dollar is dying. There's no doubt about it. There's no way you can print trillions every week and have the dollar be strong. So in the long term, you want to look at crypto as one of the safe havens with a fixed
That's
number
right.
of
It's like I
coins.
think that hit an inflation, you know what I mean? And then so it was a
Right,
fixed amount right there.
right. So they're even looking at a digital dollar that potentially could be on the Ethereum chain. Again, that's bullish for the real cryptos, I would call them, the cryptos we're covering, because the Fed digital dollar would not be a limited supply. They'd be able to create as many as they wanted. I think this still gives cryptos like Bitcoin and Ethereum, a few others, the advantage. So this is really, you want to get there before inflation does, because if your dollar starts inflating, it's going to be too late. You're going to have very little purchasing power remaining.
That's true.
That's mainstream. That's Forbes. This is not just
Can you say
in
that one more time?
Cointelegraph anymore. So this is
Forbes.
becoming obvious. I think anyone, even people that don't understand economics, understand printing money is a bad deal. A bad
Yeah,
thing.
it causes inflation, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I
with
mean,
a bad outcome.
it is swell all these other little, you know what I mean, third tier countries that actually are experiencing massive inflation, hyperinflation.
Right. Not to mention a predicted 33% unemployment rate, which is absolutely enormous.
Yeah,
It's Great Depression, not just Great Depression, it's peak of the Great Depression levels.
it is.
Like I was telling Jonathan earlier, this is almost on par with the damage you take in a war.
Yeah,
This is incredibly serious. So you want to take it seriously and not have all your eggs in one basket. That's really what we're trying to tell you.
absolutely. Can I say Great Depression was 26%?
That's right.
Yeah,
Already. And we're just getting this party started. I mean, we've shut down the global economy. This is unprecedented, never been seen in human history. So I would prepare. And
It's
if you don't feel comfortable in crypto, okay, go into gold and silver. But do not sit there and do nothing.
true. That's true.
All right, we've got another article with PayPal evaluating blockchain uses after and this is similar to what happened with JP Morgan. It reveals the CEO owns Bitcoin and is probably profiting from it.
Come on.
So,
Of course he does.
I understand their resistance. This is a direct competitor, but I think they're admitting that blockchain's taking the lead here. And the same happened with JP Morgan. It turns out Jamie Dimon a few years ago, the CEO, was saying Bitcoin was trash when you could look into the records and look that JP Morgan was acquiring Bitcoin at a good price, which was partly driven by that negativity Jamie Dimon put out.
But you know what? It makes sense. Who's the bank's biggest competitor, right?
That's exactly right.
Crypto.
Serious competitor. And there's almost never a serious competitor. So.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But we talked about this a little bit too.
And the mover we're going to cover today is Dash. It's just a no-brainer. If you look at the charts in the past few months, we're going up and down in crypto, and every time we do, Dash is outperforming. Dash is doubling, tripling every time we go up. So it's just outperforming like a simple Bitcoin trade. You think you'll get more, maximizing the return on your investment and maximizing the value during this key economic time where you're probably going to need that value. So make sure to get something quality, to be very cautious, do your due diligence, and make sure getting quality.
This is one article we missed too. I actually wanted to put out there that I saw the other day too. Is that it's getting traction in Venezuela? That's why I thought.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. In fact, Dash spend money going and marketing down there for even people like that were in the corner selling gum and churros. They would get those people so they could accept Dash.
Yes,
that was incredibly helpful to the common person. And I think now the fact that Dash helped more than Mr. Maduro, the people are beginning to reflect that.
Oh yeah.
They're indicting Maduro and they're using Dash.
Let me ask you this: what's the one thing that we're headed that they're already experiencing right now? It's hyperinflation. Hyperinflation right now,
and the need to continue doing business, like selling the churros.
Yeah.
You need to continue doing business.
Yeah. Survive.
And if your dollar's inflating, that doesn't work.
No.
So this is a credible use case, And I think
Absolutely.
America is going in a very similar direction. At some point, people are going to need to do business. And if the dollar is worth one price today and half that tomorrow, that doesn't work anymore. We need a
Yeah.
new way to do that transaction. And
Yeah.
people who have to feed their family in the here and now, they need to do the transaction.
It's,
So this is very important. And the people of Venezuela, I think, have recognized how this helped them.
yes. And one more thing too is they came up with this obviously dash tax, even though it's a couple of weeks old. It actually helps individuals who don't have a cell phone, believe it or not. They're able
It's
to actually
incredible.
have a
Yeah,
wallet.
it's really nice. And Dash has a very strong
Yeah.
community of supporters. I
Just
think
not
that's
wallet.
one of the reasons it balances. People stick with Dash. They're diehard Dash supporters. That's important. You don't want something people are jumping in and out of in terms of the value.
Yeah.
So Dash is what we're covering today. It's a no-brainer, pretty easy. Go ahead and do your due diligence on it. But look at the past 2 months. See these up and downs here. Dash really outperforms. You'll see it
It did.
spike up here around January where it tripled. You'll see it spike again around there in March. You'll see that anytime we get any positive momentum,
It's
Dash
good.
outperforms.
Hey, can we say the all-time max high? I know you know this already, but I don't think anybody. I don't think I'm
Pretty
viewed.
incredible in the thousands.
Yes, yes. 1642 was that was all-time high.
Yeah.
But that was before proof of work.
Right, right.
All these
So
different use cases, examples of hyperinflation in Venezuela. You know, it just like all these different aspects were never. It was all on speculation. It hit
no doubt about it. No
1642.
doubt about
I
it.
think people are
So
missing. It's all on speculation. It hit
Dash is,
1642.
we'll cover Dash today. I think
Yeah.
next time around we'll cover Zcash. It is pretty much
Yes. Again.
another really good value play. Really can. It's a way to make a little money when you might not be making money right now.
True.
That it's time to get a little bit creative.
Yeah, that's right. So like,
Share, subscribe. We need it, guys. It's good. Keeps us motivated on top of everything else.
one.
All right, guys. Enjoy the quarantine. Stay healthy, safe. Try to exercise a little bit and get in crypto.
And stay stronger here. Stay stronger out. Come out stronger out the end of this quarantine, right?
That's right.
Get
Peace out.
smarter. Take care, guys.